Amazon are negotiating really hard to get the MGM sale finalised as quickly as possible. And where are we with the new Stargate series? Welcome to SciTrek, your sci-fi TV and movie channel. I did a video a couple of days ago about how MGM negotiating really hard with the regulators, and one of the things they've agreed is that all of their major productions in the future through MGM will be made within the United States. So, where are we right now? First of all, I'm going to go back to the giant freaking robot story from over a year ago that a lot of people have repeated, that actually MGM were planning to do 2 TV series. A live action series, probably the Brad Wright project, and an animated series. Now, I did that video, and then I got a message from a certain person that works not directly for MGM, but a company linked to MGM that does a lot of legal work for them, and he's actually an accountant. Some information might have been changed to protect his identity. And he basically said that this story was true 6 months ago, but it isn't anymore. There's a new executive in charge of scripted material at MGM, and he didn't like the animated idea. He basically said MGM don't have the capability to produce a high-quality animated series anyway. They're also very aware that the last time Stargate did an animated series, it was terrible. So, he decided, no animated project. We're going to focus on Brad Wright's. This source, though, also told me that actually he never really believed that this project was going to get off the ground anyway. The Brad Wright's project was never actually going to get made. The point of that was to generate more interest from Amazon and to try to generate more money for the sale, because MGM became aware very early on that Amazon are very interested in regenerating the Stargate project. They want Stargate on our TV screens as quickly as possible. So, what's more valuable than just a back catalogue? A project that's actually in development. So that's what they did. They started developing the TV show in the hope of making more money and increasing Amazon's interest in the sale. Now, that doesn't mean it was never going to happen, but it was reasonably unlikely. When Brad Wright talks about COVID stopping production and then obviously the sale going through and that really put a dampener on things, I think that's what he was hoping that would happen. But this project was never actually greenlit. It was never actually in pre-production. It was just in development. I think that was just a ploy by MGM, a very clever ploy by MGM, to get Amazon as interested as possible. Now, this source then actually put me in touch with a couple of other people that actually do work directly for MGM, and they are actually on the creative side of things. Now, they are not high-up executives or anything, but they obviously do hear stories around the water cooler. They moved on and actually said that, yes, the Brad Wright project was probably never going to happen, mainly because when Amazon sort of did get involved and did see what was being planned, they said, no, you must think a lot bigger. They actually want more from the Stargate series than what Brad Wright was planning. So, they said immediately, we want a movie. We want to kick things off with a film. They're looking at their back catalogue and thinking, you know what, the original Stargate movie is the 10th highest grossing MGM movie of all time. We've just done the Tomorrow War, and that did really well. We want to repeat that success, and we think Stargate is the platform to do it. That would then spin off into a TV series, and possibly even an Ancients TV series, a sort of a prequel series, is also being considered. Now, the sale of MGM might cock that plan up, but I'm going to do another video, and it's basically, there seems to be that Amazon has basically 3 plans, and I'm going to go through them in more detail in another video. But for now, we can say that that is their plan A. They would like to do a movie that spins off into a TV series. It is also, though, true that conversations have been had with Roland Emmerich about doing a hard reboot of the trilogy of Stargate movies he originally planned, because the original plan for Stargate was that it would be a trilogy of films. Now, you can go back and have a look at my video on that, on what I think about that. But basically, Amazon don't consider that to be plan A, but they are considering it while things are on a bit of a pause at the moment. And it is also true that when I spoke to the people from MGM, that there is a feeling that Amazon's control over MGM is already pretty much total. It's already pretty much there. The top executives want to keep their jobs in a few months when Amazon take over. So they are, even though Amazon can't dictate creative license to MGM at the moment, they don't own MGM, they can't tell MGM what to do. The people in charge are listening, and they are not going to do anything that would jeopardize their very lucrative contracts and very lucrative jobs in the next few years. And a lot of people are very nervous about what Amazon are going to do with Stargate. But let's look at the evidence a little bit. The only real comparable project I can think of is The Expanse, big sci-fi production. And it's been done really, really well. Amazon have actually looked after that series, I think, beautifully. The first series was cancelled. Amazon took it on. They didn't mess around with it. They didn't sort of force their ideas onto the production company and to the executives in charge. They let them get on with it, and they let them then make another 3 series. The last series has just been on. It was excellent. It's a project that's been sort of lovingly looked after by Amazon. I hope Stargate will be the same thing. Amazon's influence on MGM, I'm sure, will be more financial, because one of the things they've actually said is they would like Stargate to be sort of along the lines of the Marvel model, with a TV series, movies, games and things that actually intertwine with each other. There will be an idea of these phases so the movies, the TV series, the games and other projects would sort of have maybe one major bad guy or one sort of focus to them, and then when that ended, that would move on to the next one. So the series, even though you might have 5 or 6 series of the TV series, they would have a focus over 1 or 2 series, then another different focus over the next couple of series, and so on and so on. They also want the games, the TV series and the movies to influence each other. Now that's a really interesting point, because Stargate Timekeepers is about to be released about in the next few months. When it is released, I think it's going to tell us a lot about what Amazon are planning, because if this idea about these projects influencing each other is true, then what happens in the game might actually be very, very relevant to what happens in the TV series. Now, I'm going to say that there's one danger with that. The game is called Timekeepers, and apparently it does jump between time frames. Ancients, SG-1, we're going to see elements from the different series, in fact, and possibly even into the future. That screams to me that they might be thinking about doing a Star Trek kind of soft reboot, where they say this is in a parallel universe, or actually they time travel and change things, and so that they can do whatever they want with the new series without having to maybe strictly stick to canon. That worries me, mainly because 1, it's been done. 2, I think it's a bit lazy. And 3, I don't want weird Klingon thing going on. They made the Klingons so strange in Star Trek. I don't want a weird new Goa'uld thing. I would basically like what happened in SG-1 and SG-U and SG Atlantis to stay canon, and for not to mess with it. And I would like a continuation of the story. I have done a video where I talked about how maybe a hard reboot is the way to go, and I can kind of understand the thinking for it, but it's not what I want. I don't want Roland Emmerich and Dean Devlin to make their trilogy of movies. I want a new series and a new set of movies that respect what was done before. So that's where we're at right now. We're in a holding pattern, and that's the truth. Anybody that says they know definitely 100% what's going to happen with Stargate or any other MGM project in the future is not telling the truth. But it is true that Amazon consider Stargate to be a really important project for the future. They've called it the sleeping giant of sci-fi, and let's be honest, it really is. You only have to look at how much people talk about it on social media and on Facebook and everything else, how many videos like this come out, and how many hits I get on videos that do about Stargate, to see that it's very, very interesting to people. They love this show and want it to come back, and Amazon know that means cha-ching and money. So that's where we're at. Please leave a comment. Tell me what you think. What is going on at Amazon and MGM? And what do you want to see in the new Stargate? Please, if you're new to the channel, like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, share the video wherever the hell you like. We're on Facebook. Please go and join. I'm always sticking memes on there, and I want you to do the same. The link's in the description. We're on Twitter as well. So I will get all the news out to you as quickly as I possibly can. Thanks for watching. Please stay safe, and I'll see you next time.